Good after morning, it is Wednesday, my dudes, which means it's buyer's guide time. And today we're going to be doing something just a little bit different. I'm going to be doing only budget products so that you can pimp your PC without breaking the piggy bank. So jumping straight into the top 10, at number 10, we've got the Aura GK1. It is a very, very good bang for buck keyboard, and generally the Gumdias keyboards are pretty much their best products. I absolutely love the little Hermes E3 60%, and now they've just kind of made a bigger one. Nice flat deck, so if you want to clean it, it's going to be nice and easy. You can just remove the keycaps and do a clean through there. It's going to have like a Gatorin or a decent sort of switch, 50 million presses sort of lifetime, but 550 Rand. That's what a lot of brands sell sort of mecha membrane at, with nothing even close to this sort of price and performance. At number 9, it's a good way to sound good without it being expensive and stuff. It's this little Micro 3. It's really, really good bang for buck. I hooked a friend up with one recently, and if you want to see a full review with me pulling strange faces in it, then yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just not ready for my face every time I see that. It's killing me a little bit. But in the review, there is a full mic test. You can put a couple of filters on top of it to make it sound pretty good, and you can put it on a boom arm as well. So it's a little bit flexible. It does have a built-in USB cable, so you're not going to be able to get it too far without using an extension of some sort. You can go up to 5 meters though on an extension to it, and it should work absolutely perfectly. At number 8, it's Old Faithful E3000 512 gig NVMe. It's pretty much on the cusp of being at the maximum of this bus on PCI Express 3.0. When I did do some tests with a Gen 4 on a PCI Express 3.0 bus, it topped out for me at about 3700. So at 3400 quoted speed, it's pretty much the limits of that. 700 Rand, 512 gig NVMe with a 5-year warranty. Nothing to complain about. At number 7, we've got the Cougar VM410s, and these would not normally be in sort of the budget area. They're normally about 1,300 Rand, and I thought at that price they were pretty good. I remember giving them about an 8 out of 10 in the review, and I have done full tests once again for the microphone and stuff if you want to hear that. But sound imaging and the stage and everything from this, based on my memory and that review, was pretty damn good. And at the price point, like I said, it was an 8 out of 10. But now at 900 Rand, this brings it up to a 10 out of 10, and there's just nothing comparable at this sort of price across the store right now. Running on the top half at number 6, it's a 750 watt gold, but that's not budget, I hear you say. Well, consider this: an 850 watt with a bronze rating is actually going to have less guaranteed output than a 750 watt gold, because gold is 90% always. It's guaranteed tested by 80 plus to make sure that it hits that 90%. So this is a very, very high quality componentry power supply. It's not going to dip and do weird things on you. And if you've got a upper mid-range build, then this is probably the last power supply you'll need. Really, you're probably going to draw between 350 and 400 watts at max while gaming. So that's half of what this is, basically. So yeah, it should be pretty good for its lifetime, and 5-year local warranty as well, with most of the other bronzes have 3. It's just that little bit of extra peace of mind. At number 5, I put in the Marvio Z Fit Pro Wireless, which has a Pixart 3370 optical sensor. So exactly the same as pretty much all of the brands these days. They're all actually using derivatives of a Pixart sensor. I think Logitech Hero Sensor might be the only one that isn't. But if you look at SteelSeries TrueMove Pro, or you look at the Razer sensors, they're all derivatives of either a 3369 or the 3370. So it's got everything you're going to need, with 1000 Hz polling rate, 1900 DPI, it's 450 IPS and 50G acceleration if memory serves. But it's more than enough that you're not going to skip it out basically ever. Then the Z Fit itself comes with 2 different grip sizes, so you can have it in a short mode or a longer boy mode depending on your hand size, which is it's just sort of a nice touch. I saw these in person actually at Evetech, and the build quality was pretty damn good. At 500 Rand, there's just nothing comparable right now. And number 4, it's a nice way to take your data on the go, or just have a running backup. If you were to use this as a running backup and only connect it when you need to backup files, say once a month, it could feasibly last you like 10 years. I've got a 2TB 3.5 which has gone through multiple enclosures, which just sits in my drawer, and the driver health is still 100% because of that 10 years that's maybe been running for like 6 months of equivalent usage time, because it's just a running backup. So if you went to use it for something like that, it'll be absolutely perfect, but you've got 2-year warranty if you are going to use it on the go. And number 3, it's a must-have for the gamers. It's a mouse bungee. If you've got a wide mouse and you don't have a mouse bungee, and you're tired of it flitting across your desk and being rather annoying, then these don't really have an implied lifetime. It's a physical product that's not doesn't have any real moving parts. The springs and stuff that are in the neck here are extremely overbuilt. Normally these are closer to 600-700 rand, so 250 bucks right now. It's just a stingingly good deal. At number 2, we have to put the GT301. As far as cases go, this is incredibly good. At 1,500 rand, I already thought it was pretty worth it and pretty much the best case at that price. Deepcool came in and they've had some really aggressive and really good cases in that sort of price bracket, but now this is sunk into 1,000 rand, and at $1,000 for proper RGB fans, really nice fans, 4 of them as well. There is a standard fan at the back of it as well, so you wouldn't even need to necessarily upgrade. I would maybe suggest you just get another 120 or 120 mil and just put it up top like that, so you've got some nice flow through the case like that. But the base platform of what you get here, the build quality, I mean, look at nice the Garrett's are and stuff, the back panel, etc, etc. I have done a full review of this, it is on the channel if you want to check it out. But yeah, at 1,500 I was already like, this is incredibly good. At 1,000 it's unbeatable. And finally, in the number 1 spot, it's pretty much my absolute favorite air cooler right now, is this AK400. I was on Hyper 212 for a very long time and I did get pretty damn good performance from it. But Deepcool's done a couple little tweaks here that make this thing comparable with like entry level 240 more radiators, okay? This is just, it's so good. It's incredibly well built. The quick release system is fantastic. I absolutely love working with this thing. I cannot tell you how it's genuinely like the best design air cooler I've ever worked with, is this one, just because of the way they've done their bracket with their quick release system, and the fact that it's spring loaded as well means you get a nice even pressure across the top of the CPU and stuff like that. It left no marks on the bottom of the cooler. I've had it in 3 different system configurations. There's not a mark from the head of the chip at all. There's absolutely nothing untoward from this cooler. It is super good, and then they give you a 3-year local warranty on it as well, and that's just pretty much for the fan and the bearing that sits inside this very nicely done fan, full rubberized corners and stuff, so there's no rattle. It's super silent. The only chip that got it to like kind of like the edge was the 5800 X3D, where under all core load I was getting extra boost. I think it was giving me about 200 megahertz more than stock across all cores, but it was hitting 74 degrees. On my 12600K tests, if you go look at any of the water cooling tests that I've done for Deepcool, it hits the mid 60s under all core load. So when you're gaming, you can expect low 50s from chips like that. So if you've got a pretty decent 6 or 8 core CPU, this is going to work absolutely perfectly for that. And I can't tell, it just looks so good, and the build quality is incredibly high. Anywho, that is all I have for you this week in the buyer's guide. I did get some images today which are extremely exciting because the 7000 series stock has come into Evetech, so I will be getting the motherboard hopefully within the next week or 2, and then I can start benchmarking. So on the NDA lift towards the end of the month, then I should have a review fresh and ready for you in the African climate, because we know things get a little hotter here than in other places around the world. So until then, I hope you guys stay safe, keep well, and I will see you on the flip side.